Do you know Amogus, the SAS game? Do you know there is an Amogus mod for Stacklands? It's made by Nemorga. It released before Stacklands had a workshop, so it doesn't even work anymore. But I did play it back then. In it, villagers get slowly replaced by mimics. It was a cool mod, inspired mostly by the thing. And just like in the movie, sometimes buildings combust spontaneously. To put the fire out, you need to put a villager on the building. One time a magnet of mine got fired up. I put a villager on it, they did what they do, and I moved the villager back. What I have left is villager magnet. Did it actually work though? Did it magnetize the villagers? No. Even the icon was wrong. But it worked as an idea, as a symbol. That night history was made. That night was the birthday of my desire to make a functional villager chest. In my old life I had a lot of desires, so I pretty much have the process figured out. Step 1. Make a Google Doc for the thing. Step 2. Google the thing. I didn't find a lot aside from chicken tava bug and an infinite starter pack exploit. Most of which did not work no more. So I had to move to step 3. Experiment. I started small, I figured out how to stack villagers on food. You see, on the island food expires. So if I put the villager on food that is about to expire, and then I put it all on the magnet, the food will expire and the villager gets stuck with the magnet. I know I had a villager magnet already, but that was mods and now it's possible in full vanilla too. Later they changed the game and I was able to improve that method more by using coins instead of food. You see, if I stack magnet coin villager and then I put a whole stack on the buy box, it'll remove the coin and I'll be left with magnet villager, which is... May 28th, 2023. Tudor HH 3000 writes, I'm breeding through structures, without mods. May 13, 2023. Lopidav writes, damn! How did you do that? Continued in DMs. Marketplace glitch. You place buildings in markets while paused, then put them stacked onto magic glue. Damn, that's good. I like the glitch stuff. Made villager magnets myself. I wonder what else can be done with it. Resource chest. If you put it on another resource chest, would it be resource chests? No. Hehe. Works with dustbins too. Robot chest. Villager chest. Think about it. Villager chest. Sure, one sec. Lol. Magic glue, breeding pen. Renewable brooms. Magic glue, breeding pen, magic broom, goop. Did villager chest work? No, haven't cracked it yet. Yo. Villager chest. Yo, I found an easy way to make a villager chest. Put frigate. That night, history was made. That night was the birthday of... Wait, not yet. 15 days later. Turns out the bug is a lot easier than we thought. Just put it onto glues and you'll be able to put anything on top. That night was the birthday of double glue magic. Turns out the double glue breaks stacking rules. I quickly figured out how to make an actual functioning villager chest. With magnets it was a bit harder, but I cracked it too. And here we go, an automatic villager breeder. Then I invented compact universal breeder, or CUP for short. With CUP you can breed any cart you can drag. Doesn't look like it works with animals though. Wait, what if I breed it with every normal moon? It'll drop a new copy on the ground and immediately start working on another one. You can even breed CUP components and assemble another one, doubling the output. And it only takes up space equivalent to 2 unstacked cards. It's too powerful. I like variety of Stacklands automation and I don't want it to be reduced to just one contraption. So a while ago I asked the devs to remove the breeding pet's ability to breed non-animals, and they haven't done it still. But they also didn't remove other double glue stuff, so that's good. What is that other stuff, you ask? For starters, no limits boating. Just put your robot on a double glue and you can send 10 villagers, with buildings, and whatever else you want. With animals it's a bit more complicated. You first need to put them in a chest and then on the boat. Now you can have cows on the island. And also there is an extremely niche trick called double child. You see, if you stack 2 cards, the card that gets stacked on is called a parent, and the other one is a child. The game keeps track of that for positioning and other stuff. But if you have a stack of glue, stable portal, and then you put a villager on top, it'll attempt to unstack the glue. But will kinda fail. Now the second glue doesn't have a child, but the portal sees it as a parent still, and is able to push it. So the whole thing goes up. But is it practical beyond being kinda funny? Yes, in automation. Usually for cranes to be able to put stuff on the stack, they need to see the top card of it. Top one is the one that's at the bottom. Oh, okay, to avoid confusion, I'm gonna teach you another terminology. You already know the parent and child relationship, and we have a chain of parents and children here. So the child that has no children is called a leaf, and the parent that has no parents is a root. Got it? Nice. Cranes need to see the leaf cards that can be very far at the bottom. But with double child we have 2 leaf cards, and for reasons that I don't want to get into right now, cards will always end up on that leaf even if Crane puts it on the other one. So essentially the trick just makes cranes easier to work with, and with that we have double glue covered. Say, do you know those Minecraft videos that are like Minecraft but no jumping, no going anywhere, no living, no breathing, no touching green? One time I was thinking about similar challenges but for Stacklands. At some point I thought, is it possible to win the game without opening the starter pack? Well, for mainland, of course, no, you need cards, but for island maybe? So I started experimenting. And turns out, it's not a challenge at all, it's an exploit. You see, even though there is a triangle in the time bar, time doesn't go until you click on the booster pack. And if you just never click on the booster pack, time will never go. Usually you don't have any cards to work with until you click on that pack. But when you go to the island, you start with a boat and a villager. You can sell the boat and you have just enough to buy a pack and get stuff. And even though time doesn't go for a moon, it still goes for cards, so you can harvest stuff and do stuff and craft stuff, just like normal. On top of that, if your villager dies, it doesn't count as game over. I've sent this find to a speedrun server and turns out they have been using this, unknowingly, for a long time just because it's easier to sell the boat before you open the pack. Later I found how to do the trick on mainland. Open up the starter pack, but not all the way. Go to the main menu, then continue the run. That's it. Infinite moons. The camera is locked though, sorry for that. BTW, do you know about save scamming? It's an exploit that is present in a lot of games. You save before the event, and then if the event goes badly, you just reload the save. Sadly, we cannot do this in Stacklands, because it saves every time we go to the main menu. Or does it? Yes, it does. But we actually don't need to go to the main menu to reload a save. We can click Escape, Options, select Save. Now switch to some other save, and then go back to the main one. You'll see your progress being rolled back to the beginning of the moon. Speaking about scamming, there is another exploit called combat scamming. You see, when combat ends, all of the attack timers get nullified. So if your unit is fast enough and attacks first, you can get your unit out, and if you initiate the combat again, your unit will attack first, again. So you can just repeat this process, and opponent will never be able to attack. About combat. With cranes it's possible to create shadow participants in a conflict. For that you'll need to initiate the combat and put the crane to the side to put the villager out on another villager. It'll put both villagers into the combat, but see those gaps? Those are shadow participants. Game thinks that there is somebody here, so even if you pull your villagers out, the conflict will still be going. But the enemies cannot attack those shadows, so they will be just locked forever, until you reload, that is. Speaking about enemies, the final frontier of exploits is manipulating hostiles. You can do some stuff, but it's very limiting. You can stack them, kinda. If you explore a location and it drops an enemy, and there is another enemy of the same type nearby, it'll just stack them together. And also you can actually hold and drag an enemy, a hostile, but only one type, the mimic. While still disguised, you can just grab it and drag around and even put on stuff, but only if on double glue. Maybe in the future I'll discover how to hold a demon, how to drag it around and put on stuff, how to make a demon breeder. Subscribe for a chance to see a demon breeder in the future. If any of the exploits stop working, I'll put that information in the comments. Bye bye!